Okay, Jessica has some more books for us.
I have a lot. Okay, one of my other favorites of all time, I try to read this every year, is The Hiding Place. I love the story of freedom and its opposite story of being lost, but most importantly, I love how faith is directly tied to our personal freedom. In the last one, I mentioned Wild Swans, which takes place in China. That's not for kids. This one is for kids. Red Scarf Girl is excellent. It takes place in the Cultural Revolution, and you kind of see the losses of freedom and what that looks like. It's a very important book. Kids don't always love it because it's kind of a hard read, but it's worth reading. I love the real Thomas Jefferson, the real George Washington series. They're well researched. They are great resources. Another book, George Washington, is the Bulletproof George Washington, that just tells one of the short stories that's in the real George Washington, also about George Washington during the French and Indian War. Another book I want to mention that I lent out about Thomas Jefferson is called The Real Thomas Jefferson, and it's by David Barton. It's called The Jefferson Lies by David Barton. And the reason I recommend it is he addresses all of the things that we've been told about Thomas Jefferson throughout history and what the truth is, and he backs it up with a lot of evidence. And I think it's a really important book, not only to know the truth about Thomas Jefferson, but also to see how history is being distorted and why it's being distorted, because he gets into that a little bit. Finally, obviously for older kids, but I asked my teenage daughter what books taught you the most about liberty, and she said the Hunger Games series. And I do absolutely love the Hunger Games series. They're a hard read. There are some really disturbing things, so they're definitely for older youth. And even then, I recommend that the parents read them with them and really mentor them through it, because it's very hard, but it's such important lessons that are taught in these books.
Thank you, Jess.